As well as the university, Aberystwyth is also famously home to the National Library of Wales, a repository of the greatest works of literature and art in the country's history. J.B. Gill went along to the library to find out more about the Welshman who wrote the timeless classic, Guide Me O Thou Great Redeemer.
William Williams was born in 1717 near Llandovery, and his prolific poetry and hymn writing have made him an eminent figure in the history of Welsh literature.
So this is some of Williams's work, is it?
That's right. We've got 2 volumes of hymns written in William Williams's own handwriting from the 18th century.
It's so small.
Well, you have to remember in the 18th century, paper was much more expensive than it is now. They couldn't afford to waste it, so he had to write small in order to use every square inch of the paper.
And just how prolific a writer was Williams?
He published 155 hymns altogether during his lifetime, and poetry as well. Initially, he was a Welsh hymn writer. The way he came to start writing hymns was that when the Methodist movement was fairly young in Wales, they realised there was a need for hymns in Welsh, the same as in England with Charles Wesley's hymns. So they actually had a competition amongst the leaders of the new Methodist movement to see who had a particular gift for writing hymns. And William Williams's hymns were so much better than anyone else's, he was straight away appointed as their hymn writer. There was a need for hymns in English as well, so he translated some of his own hymns into English and published 2 volumes in English.
And he's obviously famous for Guide Me O Thou Great Redeemer, isn't he?
That's his most famous hymn in English, of course, sung at rugby matches, royal weddings, all sorts of special occasions.
Is that here?
Well, it's not actually in one of these handwritten volumes, but we have got the first printed edition of that hymn, written, of course, initially in Welsh, beginning Arglwydd arwain trwy'r hanialwch, which translates literally as Lord, lead me through the desert. But it was later translated into English with the title we all know today, Guide Me O Thou Great Redeemer.
And there's more William Williams treasure locked away in the vaults at the National Library, in the form of a unique work of art commissioned in 2017 to mark the 300th anniversary of his birth.
So this is the iconic Eva Davis piece, is it?
Yes, and it's based on a traditional portrait of William Williams, which was created in 1796. He's reinterpreted it and brought it alive in his own style on a bed sheet, and he's actually created, you can see just in the holes here, he's put actual text from William Williams' hymns.
And he's even got some buttons on there, look.
Yeah, the buttons really brings it alive again, makes it an organic piece, definitely. We're really proud to have it here in our collections.
just about it from Aberystwyth. In next week's programme, it's the fourth Sunday in Lent, which means it's Mothering Sunday. Catherine Jenkins will be meeting inspirational mums and discovering some of Mothering Sunday's ancient traditions. We end our programme today with a song which celebrates the feeling of hope, which the presence of Jesus Christ in the world brings to us all. Praise is rising.
Praise is rising, eyes are turning to you. We turn to you. Hope is stirring, hearts are yearning for you. We long for you. 'Cause when we see you, we find strength to face the day. And in your presence, all our fears are washed away, washed away. Hosanna, Hosanna. You are the God who saves us, worthy of all our praises. Hosanna, Hosanna. Come have your way among us. We welcome you here, Lord Jesus. Hear the sound of hearts returning to you. We turn to you. In your kingdom, broken lives are made new. You make us new. 'Cause when we see you, we find strength to face the day. And in your presence, all our fears are washed away, washed away. Hosanna, Hosanna. You are the God who saves us. You're worthy of all our praises. Hosanna, Hosanna. Come have your way among us. We welcome you here, Lord Jesus.
The first of 4 special shows start tonight here on BBC One, exploring the health of our oceans. Blue Planet Live at 8. And that's followed by the final episode of Baptiste with a race against time for Julian with lives at stake. That's at 9.